in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. My name is Brittnie, President and CEO of Chamber South, and today I have with me one of our amazing members, Nordis Forcade-Martin. She's a real estate advisor with the Forcade Group, which is a brokerage firm of Keller Williams. I can't believe I got all of that. I get it all. Yay! Hi, Nordis. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Super excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you. It's a very special day, St. Patrick's Day, so we're wearing our green, and we're going to be very festive today. So we're going to get right into it. I know you. You've been a member of Chamber South. Thank you for your support, but I want our audience to get to know you a little bit better. So walk me through your personal and professional journey, and I always tell my guests, throw in a fun fact. You can start with the fun fact if you wanted.
And you will soon know where I'm from because of how fast I talk, by the way.
Okay, good, because I can talk really fast, and I'm always being told to slow down.
So you'll tell me to slow down today. Originally born and raised in New York. So I am a New Yorker, and I made Miami home 20 years ago. So I came for school, and
Where'd you go to school?
So I went to school in FIU.
Okay, yay.
Yeah, so my sister was already living here. I really wanted to make Miami my home. And it was super exciting when I got accepted to FIU. And I was like, yay, we're going to make this happen. So yeah, we moved. And 3 months later, my parents moved. I didn't have a chance to get homesick. So yeah, that's pretty much my background.
You don't sound very happy about it. You're like, I moved, and then 3 months later, my parents were here.
They moved. So it was like I couldn't go back to New York and live some more years there. So yeah, we made Miami home.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've been working since I was 14. I haven't stopped since. And I started in banking very early on and made a career out of that for 13 years before I got into real estate.
Wow, interesting. What got you into banking? Was it just like a part-time job that turned into like
I went to
something
apply for an account. It was Bank Atlantic back in the day. So I went, I said, I want to open an account. I went with my sister, and she probably doesn't remember this, but we were sitting there with the person opening the account, and she asked, hey, are you hiring? And the guy said, yeah.
Your sister asked?
My sister asked, we're hiring. And I'm like, but I have a job. I was 18 at the time. I have a job. So he goes, yeah, we're hiring. Go ahead and apply. Applied. And I was given the position of a full-time teller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I love how your sister is the one that's like, are you hiring? Like nudge, nudge, like go get a job.
Yep.
How funny. Okay. And so what made you make the switch into real estate?
So there was a lot of relationship building in the banking world, right? And a lot of, helping people with mortgages, helping people with opening up their accounts, and just learning a lot about the different industries. One of the clients that I helped her bring over her account to a bank that I was working at the time. And she said to me, look, I have an open position, come on over. You're going to do great. It wasn't as a real estate advisor. It was actually running the operations for that office. And I said, look, let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm open to the opportunity. At that time, it didn't make sense financially. 4 years later, she gives me a call again. I'm in my dream job working for Citibank. And I'm
like, oh my goodness.
Here's that call that I maybe shouldn't take. I took the call. She said, I have the opportunity again. Let's see if it makes sense now. And the rest is history. I went in there. It was an office in Coral Gables, which I'm still working with. And they had 350 agents at the time. And I went in there as a director of operations, completely outside of banking, had to learn everything from scratch, how to run the operations, how to manage the finances for the office, do the financials, and I was in charge of paying those agents. So as I was getting to learn the business that way and going to all these conventions where you see people that were starting out to people that were producing at a very high level, that piqued my interest. And I said, you know what, I have to get my license and learn a little bit more about the business part of it. And that was it. I decided to really make it then a business.
And how long ago was that?
3 years ago, I went into it full time.
Wow.
As a real estate agent.
So you're relatively new into that, into that market, into that world. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. I always just thought that you were Miss Real Estate and you'd been doing this forever. Okay, is your fun fact that you grew up in New York, or that you're from New York, or do you want to give me a fun fact?
Fun fact is that I'm learning how to play pickleball.
Oh, so many people I can introduce you to.
I know. I love pickleball, and it's exciting because I've never really played sports throughout my life. I've never been athletic. In New York, pretty much the sport you get is going to the gym. Going to the gym. Going to the gym and up and down the subway stairs. Exactly.
Right. Walking. Yeah. Walking everywhere.
So it's a new thing, and I'm really enjoying it. It's exciting. And the part that anyone of any age group can play is mesmerizing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not. Okay, so I've heard of pickleball. A lot of people have told me about it. I've not seen a game. I don't know. I understand the basics of it, but I'm with you. I'm the same thing. I'm not an athletic person. I don't play sports. I'm a yay sports kind of girl. I just had the Marlins on last week and we did a whole big Marlins thing. We got World Baseball Classic going on. It's opening day in a couple of weeks. And I was just kind of here like, yay sports. I go to the ballpark to eat. Like that's but that's interesting to know. Maybe I'll have to look into pickleball. They're doing a lot of tournaments that raise money. I'm a sucker for a good cause. I'm not an athlete by any means, but I will do a ton of 5Ks if it means that I'm supporting a good cause. So all you got to do is throw a charity on it or a good cause. And I'm like, I'll play pickleball if we're raising money for something amazing. Right. Yes. So maybe we can look into that. We could do something fun there.
We'll learn together because I'm still learning. Yeah,
yes.
For sure.
It's supposed to be very fun. Very, very, very fun. And a great workout too. Very good way to get to be active. Okay. So you got your start in banking because your sister kind of like nudged the person that was opening your account. But like when you were a little girl, like when you were younger and you thought about like, what do I want to be when I grow up? What was the answer to that question? And how do you really feel like it's shaped or influenced what you do today?
So my mom was a teacher. My uncle was a teacher. And my grandfather was also in the education system. And as a little girl, when my mom would take me with her to work before everyone was in school, she was preparing for her classes, I would be drawing on the blackboards. I'm dating myself.
Chalkboards, yeah.
Yeah. So that's when I started having this thing that, I want to teach. I want to be a teacher just like my mom.
Aww.
And she worked really, really hard, very long hours. So my work ethic, actually, I learned from her. And I brought that love for teaching I bring it into the real estate world. I brought it into the banking world as well. Like I always wanted to be that person that can help someone answer a question. And now in the real estate world, that's exactly what I do. I educate my clients. I guide them through. And my team, part of this love for teaching is also being a forever student and wanting to learn every single day something new. So I feel like it's just plays in beautifully in the real estate world.
Yeah. Education, knowledge, and wisdom are so, so important. And I think that's really, really admirable that you bring that you educate your clients, that you educate your team, that you recognize that you are going to always be learning and always growing. And that's really important, I think, from a leadership standpoint too, to know that, I'm still learning. We're still learning. Don't always have all the answers, but we're going to figure it out.
Exactly.
So that's incredible.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to pivot a little bit and we're going to talk about, because I always tell people, find your passions, pursue them. I think it's really important. We all have our things that we really love and that we really care about, that we're really passionate about. So either personally or professionally, doesn't matter. We're really trying to get to know you. What would you say you're the most passionate about?
So I love meeting new people. So part of my passion, there's many things I'm really, really passionate about, but one of them is traveling.
Oh, okay.
Every chance my husband and our family get, we go somewhere, whether it's a weekend away to go to Tampa or it's going to Europe. And we're really passionate about getting to know people while we're there, talking to the locals.
Really
connecting with people. And then here back home, we bring those stories back. And I feel like just learning all of these people's stories plays in because you never know when you could put that story into play to help someone else. So passionate about traveling, passionate about people and meeting new people and really listening to people's stories and helping others get through their life stories as we, equip ourselves with all these libraries of stories.
That's incredible. Okay, so I have so many things that I can unpack on that one. But first and foremost, where was your last trip and where is your next trip? Like, where did you go last and where are you going next?
So we have a few things planned, but our very last trip was a cruise, a 4-day cruise.
Oh, fun. With which cruise line?
We were on the Celebrity.
Oh, I love Celebrity. Yes.
The Celebrity. We have another cruise coming up now in April. But the biggest trip we've done in the last 12 months was Europe. So our 15-year-old, her gift was a trip to Venice. She really wanted to.
Oh, how amazing.
Venice. So we started off in Paris because we wanted to just make it a really nice trip. So we started off in Paris, went to Venice, then Florence, and then Rome and Madrid.
Wow.
It was amazing.
How long was that?
It was in June of last year, so it'll be a June.
No, but how long was the trip?
Oh, how long? 2 weeks.
Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing.
And I got the best text message from her recently. She said, Nor, I think I'm suffering from vacational depression. Right now, I'm mentally in Spain.
Poor thing.
we got another traveler in the family.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely. And that's so exciting, just to keep that wanderlust going.
Mhm.
That's really, really exciting. That's amazing. And where are you going next?
So the cruise in April is the Caribbean, right? So it's a 70 cruise, also on the Celebrity.
I
And
love
then we
Celebrity.
have,
It's such a
yeah,
great
they're
cruise line.
really, really nice, high end, very great customer service.
I
That's really where they,
absolutely love Celebrity.
yeah. And then in June, we're the whole family is going together into a Royal Caribbean 7-day cruise through the Caribbean as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love that. Okay, so now we're going to talk business. Now that we've gotten to know you, we know that your love for traveling. We know that you're learning to play pickleball. We know that you're originally from New York. But let's talk about real estate. That's an interesting topic. I don't really need to ask you like who you are and what you do, but tell me a little bit about kind of like your brokerage firm, which is part of the Keller Williams Group. Just talk to me a little bit about what the Forcade Group, like what your essence is, who you are in terms of what makes you different than other real estate advisors.
Sure. So going back to the education piece, we've made it a point from day one to equip ourselves with a lot of continuing education, right? So a lot of times the notion out there is real estate agents are a dime a dozen. There's 60,000 of them in Miami alone. So part of what we knew we had to do from the very beginning is know our stuff. We want to know our topic and we want to know it well. So we are studying the market on a daily basis. And we bring that to the table for our clients. So we have several certifications and things that we specialize in, but the number one thing that we have felt the gap is in right now is helping people that are going through life changes, specifically people that haven't prepared enough to go through probate cases where, someone dies, they didn't have anything set up to make sure that their heirs, their family was taken care of. So we are spending a lot of time educating our clients about how to plan accordingly so that they don't have to ever go through that scenario. But when they don't have that preparation in place, we help them through what is called a probate case. So we specialize heavily in that. And we have found a very big need. A lot of people don't know what it's all about, how to even go about it, how to start. So we are their guide when going through that. And then obviously we help typical buyers and sellers that are just not knowing how to get into this market or what's going on with all the headlines that are happening and the rates being all over the place. But we educate them. We study the market and we bring that knowledge to the table and just show them the data so that they can make an informed decision.
So interesting because that specialty, that area that you've identified to focus in is something that not a lot of people want to talk about. It's not a comfortable topic, and so you just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna ignore it, maybe not deal with it until absolutely necessary. But I mean, it's true. That's something that's so important. I mean, like you buy a house, create a will, like you just made the largest investment that you're possibly going to make in your lifetime. You need to make sure that it's protected.
Right.
And so that's extremely important. What's the number one piece of advice that you would give someone in that regard?
Partner with someone that can answer those questions for you. A lot of the biggest misconception when it comes to estate planning, for example, is that it's for the wealthy. If you own a piece of property, you have an asset that should be protected somehow. So partner up with an attorney. That's what we've done. We have close relationships with a lot of attorneys that we use as resources to help our clients. And the biggest thing is prepare, get these questions answered. If you're not in this scenario right now, anything can happen. We just went through a pandemic where there was a lot of, sadness going around because things were happening all of a sudden and people were just lost because there was no preparation in place. And it's actually interesting. Having a will doesn't mean that you are actually protected. There's a lot more that goes into play to protect that property. So that's the biggest piece of advice. Get prepared, partner with someone that can help you answer those questions and know where you stand so that you and your family is taken care of in the event that something were to happen.
Yeah, that's so important, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because I don't think it gets enough attention. I mean, I've talked to a number of people in this industry and in this world, and I don't think that's a conversation that I've ever had or a topic that's ever been broached. So thank you for that and for identifying that as a need. You were talking a little bit earlier about the market, and first and foremost, everyone's an expert in real estate all of a sudden, right? It's just great. So I know you never know, because there's so much information out there. Like there's someone that can say like, oh, now it's the perfect time to buy, and someone else saying, no, now it's the perfect time to sell, and don't buy, and whatever the case may be. So what are your thoughts and opinions on our current real estate market? What you see is happening now? Trends, predictions for the future. I just chat about that with your area of expertise.
Yeah. So this is a daily discussion,
Right.
as you could imagine, right? And as I meet with clients individually, I always go back to what is their motivation for doing whatever they need to do, whether it's to purchase a property or sell a property, or if they're looking to invest. It's always, what is that motivation? What is your end goal? When we look at the market overall, we see a lot of national numbers. So yes, if you were to compare what's going on this year compared to last year, appreciation is still a thing in home values, right? However,
Has it slowed?
it has slowed. It has slowed, and it's a conversation that not a lot of people want to have, because they're like, "Wait,
Did I miss the boat?
did I miss the boat, or did I buy something that is now not worth what I paid
What
for it?"
you anticipated it would be worth?
Right? So,
Yeah.
and the important thing to look at is overall the trends in real estate. When you look at historicals throughout the year, you focus on the fact that appreciation is always there for real estate,
Always.
right?
Yeah.
We were spoiled the last 2 years. We had amazing appreciation, 20 to 30% for some areas, specifically in Miami,
Yep.
right? And that was a very abnormal market. It was a market that has so many factors playing in, between low interest rates, a pandemic going on, people needing more space, people moving out of congested areas like New York and California, wanting that additional living square footage. And that is what led to this boom. And then again, our normal typical appreciation over the years is between 4 and 5%. That's considered healthy. So we were gifted the last 2 years of 20 to 30%, and people are like, "Wait, I want that."
They get used to it. Yes. And it's not the norm. It's
not
the
the
exception. It's not the rule.
Just like the 3% rates in mortgages, that's not the norm, right? That was also a gift.
Yes.
And right now we're facing 6.5, 7%, which is very on track with the historical rates that were out there over the last 30 years.
Right. So we can't talk about real estate. We can't talk about the Miami market without talking about affordability. And there is an affordability crisis that's happening right now in Miami-Dade County. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, great question. So there are a lot of programs out there that have been implemented to help with affordability, right? So Hometown Heroes is one that is very popular, and there are so many different professions that would qualify under that program, and they get a good amount of money in order to help with down payment assistance and in order to help with closing costs.
And that's funded through the county, I believe, right?
That is it is funded through the state.
Oh, through the state.
And
Okay.
the county. Basically, everyone has put their hands together and said, how do we help our
Hometown heroes. Yes.
Right.
What are some professions that qualify for that, just for the audience members that may not know?
Absolutely. Nurses, police officers, firefighters. If you work in
Do
a medical
teachers?
facility, teachers.
Okay.
If you work in a medical facility, there's programs. I mean, there's just the list is literally
Extensive.
endless, right? So there have the biggest gap we see now with people taking advantage of those programs is that there's not enough information out there, or there's not enough agents that know about it, or there's not enough lenders that have really delved into, let's explain this so that we can get more people to benefit from that program.
Right. There's so many great programs and so many amazing resources that are available to the community. And it's just about, how do you get the word out there? How do you let people know that this stuff is happening? So that's a critical piece. Okay, great. Are there any other programs that are available?
There's a ton. I mean, there's also different programs that through the lender, buyers can get. Like, for example, this comes down to negotiation, but there's something called the 3-2-1 buy down, which essentially helps a buyer with cash flow the first 1 to 3 years of their purchase, where they're essentially getting a credit towards their closing cost that helps buy the rate down, so they're not facing a 7%, for example, year one.
Got it.
They start off with a 4%, and then it goes up to a 5 and a 6. And eventually, if those rates change in the near future, if they're lower, they can refinance.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about your market specifically. Is there a specific area of Miami-Dade County that you focus on? Is it the entire county? Is it, do you do Broward? Do you do Monroe? Like, where does your team, the Forcade group, first of all, how many people are in your team?
We're a team of 3.
Team of 3. So where are you guys located?
Our offices are in Coral Gables. Okay, that's where we work day in and day out of. However, we are going where our clients are taking us. So yes, all of Miami-Dade, and we also have clients that we've served in Broward.
Okay. And you're residential.
We're residential.
And you do buying. Do you do
Buying and selling.
Buying and selling.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Buying and selling. As a matter of fact,
But you don't do renting at all, right?
we do rentals as well.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We help pretty much, Brittnie, anyone that needs help.
Anyone that
needs help in real estate. We base it on relationships.
Okay.
And we bring in a lot of compassion and passion into what we do.
That's
So
important.
we don't see someone for, are you a seller buyer? No, we look at you as a client that we are going to build a long lasting relationship with, and in the hopes of earning your business, earning your trust to be able to serve everybody that you love.
And serving your best interest, making sure that you look out for your client's best interest, I think is really important. So you're all over the place. You're Miami-Dade, Broward, across county lines, in all markets, whether you're buying, selling, or looking to rent, or you have a rental property. I'm sure you can provide assistance there.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about in the real estate world, or what the Forcade Group is doing? Is there anything else that I didn't touch on?
No, I mean, I think so. The main piece of advice that I would give for real estate clients that are just questioning what's going on in the market, what's going on with this banking crisis, how is that going to affect me, is just sit down with someone like myself that can really answer the questions about what is particular to you. If you're a seller, let's look at the hyperlocal numbers in your neighborhood, not nationally, and see how that may affect you. If you're a buyer, let's look at that. Let's look at your budget. Let's sit down and really strategize how to have you win in this market.
Yeah. Every single situation is so unique and so different.
Yes.
You know, like I could be in the market for a home and somebody else could be in the market for a home, but our situations are so different. So you can't just take a cookie cutter approach to everything. You really do need to sit down and have those one-on-one conversations with Nordis at the Forcade Group, so that you can really understand what's best for you, what works best for the situation that you're in, for where you want to be in life. So I think that's really important. And of course, you're available and you're reachable, and we'll be able to get that contact information at the end. Looking at our time, I think we have room for a couple more questions. So when you look back at your career, personal, professional, you have this brokerage group under Keller Williams with your name on it that says the 4K Group. That's very exciting. When you look back at all of those things, and then personally, you have a beautiful family and you guys travel, what would you say you're the most proud of?
So as a family, we were all very scared when we came to the decision that we were going to start the business. And after working so many
So
years,
are you in business with your...
well, my husband is my right hand, my left hand, and he's an absolute true ambassador and supporter of the business, of my business. So it's our business, really.
Right.
And so a lot of the ideas that are born out of the Forcade Group are because he instills them. So we came together when it was time for me to make that transition. And with the girls, we were sitting down and talking about this. So what is it going to look like for me to go out there and be a real estate agent after working for so many years in the corporate world, right? And having a W-2 job and saying, this is stable, we're going to work until we retire. Now going into this whole, let's grow a business. So it was a really tough decision, and it was one that we came together and made together. And that is the thing I'm most proud of, the fact that as a family, we made the decision that this was going to be a life-changing experience for us. And I decided I'm going after my dreams because I wanted to make sure my daughters, my stepdaughters, had a vision and a role model that they can, emulate. So that's really what I'm most proud of, the fact that we did this and we're doing it together, and we have an amazing team that is also growing with us.
That's incredible. What a great and what a great driving factor, to have your girls look up to you and know that they too can pursue their dreams, and they too can take those risks, and they too can take those chances, and know that it's okay. And it's not as scary as it seems. The last question that I'm going to ask you is a two-part question. What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received? And then what advice would you like to leave our audience with today?
So the best piece of advice I've been given is the one I would give the audience, which is dream big, work hard, and stay humble. Humility, I feel, is like what I always talk about. Stay humble, stay humble, stay humble. And then the only other thing I would add is something that I actually recently heard from a keynote speaker, and it was, we always go out there and we're feeling so insecure because of things that disqualify us, mistakes that we make throughout life, obstacles that we face. And those very things that we feel are disqualifying us are actually what qualify us to go out there and help other people, because they're humbling us. I call them our humblers.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Like you said, dream big, work hard, and stay humble. And I always say, when you said staying humble and having humility and having grace, I think is really important. I'm a big believer in that nobody accomplishes anything alone. And so whenever there's success or there's accolades or there's praise, I always say that praise belongs to every single person that has supported me or whoever else on their journey, because it really does take a team. It really does take a village. And so being able to have that humility and have that grace, I think, is extremely important and sets you apart and really shows your character. And of course, dream big, work hard. I love it. I love it. That's such a great, such a great way to end our show. So thank you so much, Nordis, for being on the show with us today. Again, this has been Live with Brittnie in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. Nordis, if someone wants to get a hold of you or your team, how would they do that?
So my cell is the best way.
Oh, she's about to give her cell phone number.
to everybody.
Love that.
Or they can follow us on Instagram at the Forcade Group.
She backed down. She backed down on the cell phone number. Do you have a website? Do you have a website or like an email?
We have theforcadegroup.com.
Okay, theforcadegroup.com.
I can give my email address, but it's a pretty long one. So, but pretty much through our Instagram page, which is at the Forcade Group, you'll find my cell phone number there.
Just give your cell phone number, Nordis.
786-372-3996. This is my business. Like, my cell phone is my business.
Yes.
So I absolutely want everyone to have it and call and ask any questions you may have.
Yes. Okay, wonderful. And like I said, this has been Live with Brittnie in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. These shows are filmed every Friday morning right here at the Community Newspapers studio at 10 a.m. So if you would like to be on the next one, please reach out to us at Chamber South. You can call us at 305-661-1621. That's our office line. Or you can email us at info@chambersouth.com, and we will see you next week. Thank you.